Mr. President, if I may.
Majority Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. With the indulgence of my colleagues, Mr. President, our Senate Minority Leader, Senator Soto, and first movant of the motion, Mr. President, Senator Marcoleta, may I respectfully appeal, Mr. President, of our, and remind, Mr. President, our colleagues of our concurrence during our caucus held last week, that we will debate on this and talk about this and discuss this matter, Mr. President. But if the minority leader would continue to insist his motion, Mr. President, we have no other choice but to dispose with the motion of the minority leader, considering that it takes precedence, Mr. President, with the motion of Senator Marcoleta.
It is the understanding of the chair that during our all-member caucus, which the chair announced in plenary, that it was agreed unanimously by all the members that we will be discussing, debating, and acting on the Supreme Court decision on a date certain. And this was the date certain that was agreed upon in caucus. Maybe hear from the distinguished minority floor leader if there has been a change in that position given on that date when we had an all-member caucus.
Mr. President, I, as a matter of fact, concur with what you said. But during that time when we discussed it, there was no MR filed. There was no motion for reconsideration filed by the House of Representatives or the Solicitor General. So it becomes a different, it develops into a different scenario now that there is a motion for reconsideration. Because again, my question was not clearly answered when I said, what happens if we move to dismiss as what? As a Senate or as impeachment court? I think that is one of the questions that is going to be posed by another member of the Senate, and we wish that you could recognize them to continue debate on this matter before we decide. But again, my answer is that there was no motion for reconsideration when we agreed to decide on August 6 on the motion to dismiss. That's why my motion is not against the motion to dismiss, Mr. President. It is merely a motion to table the motion to dismiss, which you may be able to take up on the floor, even tonight or tomorrow. A motion to table is alive always in parliamentary rules, and you may take it up anytime. Then we can take up the motion to dismiss after that, Mr. President. Thank you.
We note the intent of the distinguished minority floor leader, but the chair would therefore like to make some points known before we act on the motion